Imagine waking up one day and realizing that everything around you, the sky, the ground, the very fabric of existence, is nothing more than an interactive projection shaped by consciousness itself. The walls that define your limits, the circumstances you believe you are bound by, and the past that appears set in stone. What if they were all fluid, mere lines of code within a vast, participatory simulation? The only thing anchoring you to this version of reality is your belief in its permanence. What you accept as true determines the rules of your world. And here's the catch. Those rules are not fixed. They are written, revised, and erased by the mind that observes them. Look deeper, beyond surface appearances, and the illusion starts to unravel. Modern physics and ancient wisdom align on one undeniable truth. Reality is not something you passively experience. It is something you create. You are not a pawn in a predetermined game. You are the one writing the script. But to alter the world around you, you must first alter the lens through which you see it. If reality is the simulation, then belief is the code that shapes it. What you perceive as solid, undeniable truth is nothing more than a construct shaped by observation. At the quantum level, particles do not exist in fixed states. They remain in a realm of probability until they are observed. Reality does not materialize independently. It forms in response to attention, just like a simulation rendering an environment only when the player looks in that direction. The world is not an objective structure, but a dynamic, responsive system, shifting in accordance with consciousness itself. Scientific exploration has only strengthened this perspective. The observer effect in quantum mechanics, the holographic nature of the universe, and the participatory universe theory all point to a staggering conclusion. Matter is not fundamental. Consciousness is. The act of perceiving does not merely witness reality, it shapes it. This mirrors the mechanics of a well-crafted simulation, where the environment is not fixed, but programmed to respond to the choices of the player. The mind does not simply process reality, it generates it. But if reality is code, then where does this script originate? The answer lies within the subconscious mind. Every assumption, belief, and expectation serves as a line of programming, dictating what can and cannot exist in your world. What is held as truth is mirrored outward, structuring the very foundation of personal experience. Yet most people never question their operating system. They accept the programming handed to them, beliefs formed by upbringing, society, and past experiences. But once this system is understood, it can be rewritten. Belief is not passive. It is the blueprint shaping reality. Every assumption, conscious or subconscious, acts as a command the simulation follows. Those who expect struggle find themselves caught in an endless loop, not due to fate, but because their internal script demands it. In contrast, those who believe in their success see reality aligning with their certainty. The subconscious operates like an algorithm, executing instructions based on ingrained beliefs. If left unchallenged, the output remains unchanged. But when beliefs shift, the external world follows suit, adapting to new parameters. Neville Goddard famously said, "Feeling is the secret." This goes beyond positive thinking. The subconscious does not respond to words alone. It is programmed by deep emotion and certainty. Someone who desires wealth but feels lack will see that lack reinforced. The key isn't just affirmations, but embodying the emotional state of already having. Just as a game character must meet conditions to unlock a new level, consciousness must align with the desired reality before it manifests. Those who reshape their world don't just wish for change, they live as if it has already occurred. The subconscious does not distinguish between reality and imagination. What is felt consistently becomes ingrained in perception. This explains the power of placebos, why visualization works, and why negative expectations attract negative outcomes. The world is not independent of belief, it reflects it. A film projector cannot display an image different from the real inside. just as reality cannot contradict the subconscious mind. Those who master this do not wait for proof before believing. They believe first, knowing evidence will follow. Rewriting the simulation requires intentional mental reprogramming. Intellectual understanding is not enough. Repetition, deep emotion, and commitment are essential. This shift is neither instant nor effortless, but it is absolute. Every change in belief alters the external world to match it. This isn't magic or wishful thinking. It is how reality operates. The question is not whether this works, but whether one is willing to apply it. Every reaction reinforces reality. When an individual emotionally engages with limitations, they solidify them. The simulation does not distinguish between wanted and unwanted. It simply reflects what is most focused upon. Non-reaction, therefore, is not indifference. It is mastery. It is the ability to withdraw energy from undesirable constructs so they collapse under their own weight. This is why ancient sages preached detachment. Stoicism, Zen Buddhism, and the mystical teachings of the East all emphasize the power of non-reaction. The moment something no longer triggers an emotional response, it loses its hold. This principle is mirrored in lucid dreaming. When the dreamer realizes the illusion, the environment becomes fluid. The same applies to waking life. When the mind ceases to react as if bound by limitation, the code shifts and the illusion unravels. Attachment to outcomes is the greatest inhibitor of change. Those who desperately chase success, wealth, or love often find themselves repelling it because desperation signals lack. True power lies in the ability to assume the state of already having, while remaining unshaken by delay or contradiction. Reality cannot help but adjust accordingly. Linear time is one of the greatest illusions of the simulation. The past does not create the future, the present does. Every potential reality already exists within the quantum field, awaiting selection. Consciousness does not move through time, it moves through states of being. Who you are now determines what version of reality materializes next. Thinking from the end is the technique used by those who master this understanding. Instead of waiting for circumstances to confirm change, they assume the internal state of already being the version of themselves they seek to become. The subconscious mind then accepts this as truth, and reality is forced to comply. It is not about waiting for proof, it is about becoming proof. This is how miracles manifest, why certain individuals defy all odds, and why those who hold certainty in their vision achieve what seems impossible. The mind does not work within a framework of probability. It operates within a framework of selection. The version of reality most aligned with belief is the one that materializes. Awakening to this truth shifts everything. No longer is reality an external force acting upon the individual. It is an interactive construct awaiting instruction. The moment belief aligns with a new reality, the simulation updates, and the external world reshapes itself accordingly. But knowledge alone is not enough. Application is the key. Living from this understanding, embodying the conviction that belief dictates reality, sets the framework for transformation. The illusion of limitation only persists as long as it is accepted. The moment that acceptance dissolves, the chains fall away. Nothing in this world is static. Reality is fluid, malleable, responsive. What was once seen as impossible becomes inevitable the moment the code is rewritten. The question is no longer whether change is possible. The only question is, what will you choose to believe?